You have walked through fire and storms, chosen one, and yet you stand unshaken. There is a reason why the air changes when you step into a room. There is a reason why even strangers cannot explain why they feel your presence before you speak a single word. You carry something upon you that cannot be bought, borrowed, or manufactured. It is not in your clothes, not in your appearance, not in your achievements. It is in the invisible seal that heaven placed upon your spirit. The mark. The holy mark. Demons know it before you do. Long before you recognized who you are, long before you learned the weight of your calling, they saw it. From the time you were a child, they marked you as a target. They knew you carried light in a world of shadows. That's why the battles you've faced have never matched your age, your season, or your surroundings. You suffered storms too heavy for your years. You cried tears too deep for your situation. You fought wars no one else even knew you were fighting. Why? Because you bear the holy mark, and hell fears it. The holy mark is not visible to human eyes, yet in the spiritual realm it shines like a blazing fire. When you walk, you don't just move physically, your very spirit declares, "This one is untouchable. This one belongs to God." That's why demons tremble when you rise. That's why the enemy sends distraction after distraction, temptation after temptation, betrayal after betrayal. It was never random. Every attack was coordinated. Every betrayal was strategic. Every season of isolation was designed to break you, but it failed. Because no matter what they did, they could not erase the mark. Chosen one, you need to understand something. The reason your life has been different is not because you were unlucky. It is because you were set apart. And when God sets you apart, the darkness recognizes it instantly. Even when you doubted yourself, the demonic realm never doubted who you were. They saw the signature of heaven on your spirit. They recognized your destiny before you recognized your own name. That's why they whispered lies into your mind, hoping you would never rise into your full power. That's why they tried to suffocate your confidence, drown your faith, and bury your hope. But the truth is this: you are still standing. And the fact that you are still here means that hell already lost the war against you. Listen to me carefully. The mark is not just a sign of your calling, it's a declaration of ownership. You don't belong to the world. You don't belong to the system. You don't belong to the demons that tried to chain you. You belong to the Almighty, and that makes you dangerous. That makes you unstoppable. That makes you a walking threat to the kingdom of darkness. This is why people misunderstand you. This is why even those you tried to help turned against you. This is why doors slammed in your face when you were ready to serve. They weren't rejecting you, they were rejecting the mark you carry. The same way demons could not stand in the presence of Jesus, the same way tormentors trembled when he walked into the room, the same way the possessed screamed out before he even spoke, that same anointing is alive in you. Your holy mark makes you recognized in the spirit realm. And let me tell you something, recognition brings resistance. The moment demons recognize the holy mark upon you, they begin their assault. That is why your storms felt personal. That is why the betrayal cut so deep. That is why the attacks didn't come at random times but at the very moments when you were about to rise. Every single trial was evidence of your holy mark. The attack is the confirmation. Chosen one, you are not crazy. You are not imagining the weight of your battles. You are not overthinking the resistance you've faced. Hell has been trying to silence you because they know if you fully awaken to your identity, if you fully walk into your assignment, if you fully carry the authority of your holy mark, their schemes collapse. Demons fear not just who you are, they fear who you are becoming. The holy mark cannot be bought. It cannot be traded. It cannot be destroyed. It is eternal. And the same demons who recognize it cannot touch your destiny. They can fight you. They can delay you. They can whisper to you. They can tempt you. But they cannot cross the line of God's decree. You are sealed. You are chosen. You are marked. And your destiny is untouchable. This is why you must stay alert. Not fearful but vigilant. Because your mark makes you a target, but it also makes you unstoppable. Every time you rise, demons scatter. Every time you pray, hell trembles. Every time you step forward, darkness retreats. You are the living evidence that the light cannot be overcome. So hear me when I tell you, your holy mark is not just a sign of survival. It is the proof of your victory. You've already won battles others don't even know exist. You've already survived attacks that were meant to bury you. You've already carried weights that should have crushed you. And yet here you are, marked, chosen, undefeated. Chosen one. When you were born, the world did not celebrate your arrival. There was no parade for your destiny, no headline for your calling. But in the unseen realm, alarms went off. Hell noticed, demons noticed, and heaven rejoiced. Because the moment you took your first breath, a divine signature was placed upon your spirit. It was not visible to your parents, your friends, or your teachers. But it was visible to every spiritual force, light and dark alike. That mark set you apart, and from the earliest days of your life, the battle began. Have you ever wondered why your childhood felt harder than it should have? Why you faced rejection before you even understood the word? Why people seemed to turn against you without reason? It was the mark. Demons recognized it. They tried to distort you before you grew strong enough to walk in your authority. They tried to crush your identity before you discovered who you are. They whispered lies into your heart. You are worthless. You are unlovable. You will never be enough. But none of those words were ever true. They were simply desperate strategies to cover up the truth, that you are chosen, that you are marked, that you carry something the enemy cannot stop. This is why you must understand something critical. Demons do not waste energy on the ordinary. They do not launch all-out assaults on empty vessels. They fear those who carry light. They target those with purpose. And if your life has felt like a battlefield, it is because your spirit terrifies hell. Now let's go deeper. In the spiritual realm, marks are not abstract. They are real, visible identifiers. Just as a soldier wears a uniform that declares his allegiance, your spirit wears the seal of heaven. Angels see it and know who you belong to. Demons see it and know they cannot cross certain boundaries. Think about it. Why do some people enter dangerous situations and walk away untouched? Why do others survive accidents that should have ended their life? Why are you still here after everything that came against you? It is because the holy mark is also a shield. It announces, this one belongs to God. This one has been purchased. This one cannot be claimed by darkness. Demons fear the mark because it reminds them of their defeat. It reminds them that no matter how hard they try, they cannot erase what God has written over your destiny. But carrying the mark is not without weight. Have you noticed that you often feel things others do not feel? You sense danger before it arrives. You discern lies when others are fooled. You feel heaviness when you step into certain rooms. That sensitivity is not weakness. It is evidence of your mark. The mark sharpens your spirit. It makes you alert in ways that frustrate the enemy. Others may walk blindly into traps, but you feel the warning in your gut. You hear the whisper of the Spirit guiding you. That is why the devil tried to drown your discernment with noise, busyness, addictions, distractions. Because if you ever lean fully into your spiritual sensitivity, you will see his traps from miles away. Now let's expose the strategy. Demons know they cannot touch your destiny, so instead they attack your belief in it. They know they cannot steal the holy mark, so they try to convince you it isn't real. They can't erase God's seal, so they try to smother it under layers of doubt, shame, and fear. Have you ever noticed that your biggest battles were always internal? Your mind racing with doubt. Your heart weighed down with loneliness. Your spirit drained by discouragement. That is not by accident. Because demons cannot snatch the holy mark, they focus on blinding you to its power. If they can make you forget who you are, they can slow down your rise. But hear me clearly, delay is not denial. Slowness is not defeat. No matter how long the fight, the outcome remains the same. The holy mark guarantees your victory. The holy mark doesn't just draw demonic attention, it also affects people around you. Some are drawn to you without understanding why. They see your light, they feel your presence, and they are inspired. Others, however, reject you instantly. They feel uncomfortable, even hostile, without cause. You've seen it. People you barely know suddenly gossip about you. Friends you trusted betray you. Strangers glare at you for no reason. What they are reacting to is not your personality, it is your presence. Your holy mark disturbs the darkness within them. The spirit inside of them recognizes the spirit inside of you, and conflict arises. This is why you've often felt like you don't belong anywhere. This is why fitting in has never worked for you. You weren't designed to blend. You were designed to stand out. And your mark makes sure of it. Now here's the core truth. Though demons recognize your holy mark, they cannot touch your destiny. Your destiny is written in heaven's ink, sealed by the blood of Christ and guarded by legions of angels. Demons can bark but they cannot bite. They can delay but they cannot deny. They can threaten but they cannot dethrone. Every time you survived what should have destroyed you, you proved the untouchable nature of your destiny. Every time you rose after being knocked down, you reminded hell that your story cannot be rewritten. Every time you refused to quit, you shouted to the unseen realm, I am chosen. I am marked. I am unstoppable. Crown fire. Now we will talk about the 7 revelations about the holy mark that demons recognize about chosen ones. 1. The mark of survival. Demons know you should not even be here. They recognize the mark because your very survival is a testimony that heaven has kept you. Think back over your life. How many times should you have been destroyed? How many close calls, betrayals, or disasters did you walk away from? How many nights did you cry out, certain you could not take another day, yet somehow the dawn came and you rose again? The holy mark screams in the spirit realm, this one cannot be destroyed. And that infuriates the enemy. Demons saw the car accident you survived. They saw the illness that didn't take you. They saw the heartbreak that should have crushed you. They saw the depression that tried to drown you. And yet here you are, marked, chosen, alive. Your survival is not random, it is evidence of the holy mark. Every time you rise from the ashes, every time you stand when others expected you to fall, hell trembles. Because your existence itself preaches a message they cannot silence. The chosen cannot be defeated. 2. The mark of authority. Chosen one, demons do not fear your name, your reputation, or your voice. They fear the authority backing you. The holy mark is a spiritual badge that declares, this one carries the authority of the kingdom. That's why when you speak with faith, things shift. That's why when you pray with fire, atmospheres change. That's why when you walk into a room, the energy shifts before you say a word. It's not charisma. It's not personality. It's authority. Think of soldiers. A soldier with no badge or rank might be ignored. But when a general walks in, even without speaking, respect and order follow. In the same way, demons recognize your mark and know the rank you carry in the unseen world. That's why some of your battles have been so fierce. Because they were not against ordinary spirits but against rulers who saw your rank and panicked. Your holy mark tells hell, this one has access to divine authority. And once you activate that authority fully, no chain, no curse, no demon can withstand your command. 3. The mark of separation. One of the clearest signs of the holy mark is the way it separates you from the crowd. Have you noticed that no matter how much you try to blend in, you never fit? You can laugh with them, eat with them, work with them, but something in you is always different. That difference is not a curse. It is your calling. The mark separates you because God cannot allow you to be contaminated by the world system. Demons recognize that separation. They see that you cannot be bought, manipulated, or chained like others. And so, what do? They try to isolate you. They twist your separation into loneliness. They whisper, you are rejected. You are unwanted. You are forgotten. But the truth is, you are simply set apart. What they call rejection, heaven calls preservation. What they call loneliness, God calls training. The holy mark keeps you distinct, because only those who are distinct can carry destiny without compromise. 4. The mark of spiritual sensitivity. The holy mark sharpens your discernment. That's why you sense danger before others. That's why you feel heaviness in certain places. That's why you can detect lies before the mask drops. Demons hate this mark because it means you can see through them. They cannot hide from you. They cannot trick you as easily as they trick others. You may not always understand what you're sensing, but you feel it. And that sensitivity is a shield. Think of it like spiritual radar. Planes flying in darkness can still navigate because of radar. In the same way, chosen ones with the holy mark can sense spiritual weather patterns. They can detect storms and traps long before they arrive. That is why, chosen one, you must learn to trust your instincts. When your spirit is uneasy, listen. That unease is not paranoia. It is your mark speaking. 5. The mark of resilience. Another thing demons recognize is your resilience. No matter how many times you are knocked down, you rise again. No matter how deeply you are wounded, you heal and keep moving. That resilience is supernatural. It is not natural strength, it is evidence of the holy mark. Demons fear resilience because it makes their attacks look weak. They poured out hell against you, but you kept walking. They broke relationships around you, but you kept believing. They tried to bury you in shame, but you kept rising. Resilience is a language demons understand well. It tells them, this one will never quit. This one cannot be stopped. And the longer you walk with resilience, the more your destiny draws near. 6. The mark of influence. The holy mark makes you influential without trying. People listen when you speak. They notice when you move. Even in silence, your presence carries weight. That is influence, and demons fear it. Why? Because influence multiplies impact. A single chosen one can ignite hundreds, thousands, even millions. Demons know they cannot allow you to awaken fully, because once you do, your influence will spread like wildfire. That's why you face jealousy, slander, and betrayal. People try to silence voices they cannot control. But no matter how many try to block you, the holy mark shines through. Your influence is not built on likes, followers, or approval. It is built on destiny. And destiny cannot be cancelled. 7. The mark of untouchable destiny. Finally, the most terrifying mark of all, untouchable destiny. Demons may circle, whisper, and attack, but they cannot rewrite what God has written. Your holy mark declares, this one's destiny is sealed in heaven. That is why delays frustrate them. That is why your endurance enrages them. No matter what they do, they cannot erase your calling. They can only slow it down if you let them. But here's the truth. Even when you stumble, even when you fall, even when you take detours, your destiny remains. Because your holy mark is permanent. It cannot be removed. It cannot be replaced. It cannot be undone. The holy mark guarantees that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Not one. Demons know it. Heaven knows it. And now you know it. Crown Fire Chosen One, the holy mark upon you is the greatest evidence that you are not ordinary. Every storm, every betrayal, every battle is proof that you carry something worth fighting for. And though demons recognize your mark, though they attack you relentlessly, they cannot touch your destiny. Chosen One, now you know the truth. The holy mark upon your life is not a mystery anymore. It explains why your path has been heavier, why your battles have been fiercer, why your storms have been unrelenting. You were never cursed, you were chosen. You were never forgotten, you were marked. You were never abandoned, you were protected. And though demons recognized your holy mark before you ever did, they could not erase it. They tried and they failed. They plotted and they failed. They attacked and they failed. Because no demon has the power to remove what heaven has decreed. Every attack you've endured is confirmation of your calling. Every season of pain is evidence of your power. Every attempt to break you only revealed how unshakable you truly are. Demons don't chase the empty. They chase the chosen. They don't target those with nothing inside. They target the ones carrying light, carrying destiny, carrying heaven's signature. That's you. You are the walking proof that hell fears what heaven has ordained. But here's what I need you to take with you from this moment on. Do not shrink back. Do not hide your mark. Do not doubt what you carry. Too many chosen ones spend years running from their calling, trying to blend in, trying to avoid the weight of their mark. But you were never designed to blend in. You were designed to disrupt. You were designed to shine. You were designed to carry authority that shifts atmospheres and breaks chains. Yes, the mark will draw battles, but it will also guarantee victory. Yes, the mark will bring resistance, but it will also release resilience. Yes, the mark will attract enemies, but it will also align you with divine helpers you haven't even met yet. The mark is not just a target, it is also a shield. And that shield is why you are still standing today. Chosen One, imagine the power of fully walking in your holy mark. Imagine the chains that would break when you stop second-guessing your identity. Imagine the healing that would flow through your words when you speak boldly instead of shrinking. Imagine the light that would pierce the darkness around you when you finally embrace that you are different, unapologetically different. That is what demons fear. They don't just fear who you are now, they fear who you are becoming. They see the throne in your future, the crown in your destiny, the impact your life will release. And they tremble because they know they cannot stop it.